Welcome into the Cosmic Watch. I'm Franklin, your astrologer. I'll be your host for the next hour. And the way to get a private reading with me at weforetell.com is to find the contact number and the schedule below in the description. Check out our other free material right here on YouTube, things like your horoscopes and your lessons in tarot card reading, not to mention compatibility videos. And if you like what you see, please hit thumbs up because it really does make a difference. And we thank you for your support. As we get underway tonight in the next hour, we will be looking at the stars and what's going on in the sky. And of course, we also invite subscribers into the chat room right here with us, and we'll do readings for them, and we'll talk with our chat people about what sort of week they've had, and we'll look at next week. And we will most certainly look at the meteor shower that's on the way this weekend that will begin tonight. You're going to be able to see a good bit tonight. The actual best part of it is coming up on the weekend. And here's Heather joining us in the chat room, and is asking how things have been going. Well, Heather, it's been a week of change as we got into the new month. Boy, when you go from the 10th month to the 11th month, you're going from a new beginning into a double creativity period for you, and it's a great time. And here's Cody joining us in the chat room. And Cody, hope your week has been as good as mine. You know, the prediction for today for just about everybody was that things were going to really be controlled by Jupiter, and to expect good luck, some great good fortune was what was predicted for the world today. And here Heather says, I sure feel that good things are coming. You know, when we left the month of October, it was like we were able to breathe again. And these first couple of days of the new month in Scorpio, we're all feeling change coming. You know, Scorpio is about morphing into something new, into something brand new. Cody says a lot's been happening for this week. You know, what we'll start with tonight is a reading for Heather, and then for you, Cody. Let's open with Heather tonight and see what where we have her right now. The student, Heather, learning new things, learning how to accept what others want to give you, accept that others do have some pretty good ideas. So what's coming into your life right now, Heather? What is that? What is that knocking on the door right now? It's you discovering how much you really enjoy something. How much you enjoy somebody else's company, someone who the fish here is about you misunderstanding someone's intentions, Heather. So there's someone who might even make an overture. I mean, it's this is someone, perhaps a young person, discovering how much they care, home, family, anything. This is you helping someone, a younger person, Heather, discover what's really important in life. What what is really the things that you want to teach, and the outcome of it. The way this is going to turn out is top. It couldn't be any better. You're going to change the thought of a young person and give them hope for the future. Wow. Then that's great job. That's good work. Now, Cody's. Wait a minute. Heather says, son being in partial mental hospitalization. My son. Oh, okay. Let's look at Heather's son. Is he going to have to require hospitalization for what's going on now? No. This is him figuring it out. This is him. He is in it. Yeah. Well, this is it working. See, it's already taking effect on him. So yes, this is the right thing, and it looks as though he is embracing this. That he is using it for. I think it was him all along that I was seeing there. The young person who needs to respect what the doctors are telling him, right? To use that information. So yeah, and that's good. I mean, this is considered to be very good fortune, and this is just what I was talking about with Jupiter. No matter how bad things look, they're going to take a turn for the better. This is what that's all about. Now Cody says, "What's in my reading for tonight?" Cody's been sitting there waiting for his reading now. Okay, let's see. Let's see where I have you tonight, Cody. Right now. Oh man, the sun coming up, the sun rising. This is new. This is that Jupiter good fortune all over. This is the great beneficial. You've got news coming, Cody, that is wonderful news, and it concerns the people that you care about most. Yes, the sun is coming up. It's like you've experienced the hard part, and now you get the reward. This is like that 8th year where you get a reward for whatever you've done in the past 7 years. That's what this is all about. Is you're receiving what you know you deserve, and being able to share that with other people. Not burying it in a backyard, right, for a rainy day, of course, but putting it to use, letting it multiply in its value. Anything that comes to us to be used, and then to be shared, to be thankful for, and then to be released, to let it go. You're not the only soul on earth. You're not the only one that needs help, that needs good fortune. And when it bounces off of you and you send it along, when you pay forward, it's whatever you want to look at it as. It really is a multiplication factor that takes place, and good things really do roll downhill and pick up momentum, and it's just like a big snowball. It just rolls over people. It's to have a thankful heart, says Cody, and isn't that really the whole thing? Being thankful for what you receive, no matter what it is, no matter what it appears to be when it comes to you, accepting the good and the bad, and knowing that one can't really appreciate good until they've seen bad, until they've seen the other side. It's this comet coming through is going to throw dust. This happens every year in the months of September, October, and November. And the most brilliant time is November. This weekend, there's going to be fireballs in the sky after midnight, and meteors, slow moving, and very, very, the biggest light show of the year are these meteor showers. And it's tonight, Saturday night, and Sunday night. It's all going to be, it's a free show. It's all right there for everyone. And Heather says, usually cloudy here for the showers. Yes. And because it's supposed to be partly cloudy here tomorrow night, that's why I'm thinking that tonight after midnight is going to, for me, is going to be the best show time, because the skies will be clear enough. Cody says, to have a spirit of thanksgiving and Christmas, of being thankful, giving, and joyful to others, that expands your heart. It really does. It giving is the most powerful thing that a human can do. To share the joy that you have. It's why we're here. It's why we're all here on Earth, and why we're all trying to figure each other out. That's why we do astrology. This is why we do readings, to show us that even though we are completely individual, we all share so many things, because we share the collective wisdom that's been passed down from humans for all of the thousands of years that humans have been running around on this earth. And the what is the name of the ENCKE? Enki is the name of the comet that comes by every year and passes close enough to where it's what it actually is the constellation Taurus. And in these months of the year, September, October, November, Taurus, the constellation, peaks over the horizon, and you can see all the way into Taurus. And this is where that comet comes from. And the meteor shower is always in the constellation Taurus. And that's what we're going to have, is this shower of, as though Taurus were raining on us, as though we all become the beauty appreciator, the art lover, the one who backs the arts. We're all Taurus, and we all have that feeling, especially as Taurus peaks over the horizon right now. And it's going to be a very powerful time, as the dust is going to come out of this comet, and it will hit Earth's atmosphere as pebble-sized little rocks. And then it'll come in what the astronomers call a swarm. It's like a swarm of bees. They're all going to hit the atmosphere and burn. And that's what you're going to be seeing as fireballs and comets, and all of the spectacular light show that's going to be going on in the sky. And it really coordinates with us being in Scorpio right now. Scorpio is, well, of the tarot deck, the card associated with Scorpio is the death card. And of course, the death card does not omen necessarily a physical death. What it omens is the end of one part of your life and the beginning of the new part. Metamorphosis, change. This is what Scorpio is all about. And here we're being joined by, is it Jane? And from Taurus, what or Ione? I'm not sure there. That I haven't seen the name before. Lane. Okay. Lane, who's a Taurus, no doubt. Okay. Lane joining us for, I believe, the first time. I don't recognize the name there. So let's see what sort of a reading we get for Lane, who has joined us in the chat room on this Friday night. It's our new member, Lane. This is you holding on to things very tightly, to the point that it's time to let go. It's time. It's time to let go of the step that you're stuck in, Lane. This is it's a 4, and 4 is all about taking the next step. Not only taking the next logical step and not taking things out of order, not trying to read the last page of the book first. Anytime you do that, you find that you have to go back and start over again. So what this is showing is that the harder you try and hold on to things, the more you give them the idea of getting away from you. And the more that you open yourself and you share things with others, the more you'll get. The more that will be passed along to you. So it's it really is a good thing. Yes, and the thing about it is that the next step is going to be very important, and sometimes we get so comfortable in a particular step of the process that we just get lazy and we stop working as hard as we were working. And this is why we have to thank our competitors, our enemies, for waking us up and making us work harder, making us realize that we need to do our best all the time and not just stay where we are and be happy with what is actually happening in our life, instead of trying to change for the better and trying to help people along. So Lane, what's about to come into your life, this can either be a stepping stone or a stumbling block. It's how you look at what the next thing that's rolling into your life right now is. A message coming. And this is a message about money. It's good news, probably concerning someone who owes you money, or someone that you gave money to do something, sent them to school or whatever, trying to pay you back. Coming back around and paying you back. So it's that's exactly it. It is, everything is circular, and things do come back to you, and that's what that 4 was all about, showing you that whatever you invest is what's going to come back to you when you invest in friends and try to help them out. It's this is one of the great things about the world is how many chances we get because there's so many other people around. Right now, Cody says something Aries and Scorpio both have in common. Both owned by Mars. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And the difference between the two is that Scorpio was so hard to understand that they used the very last planet discovered, Pluto, to be its co-ruling planet along with Mars. And what Pluto is all about is the other world. I mean, the nether world, right? And contacting the spirit world and birth, death, rebirth, which is what Scorpio is all about. What Scorpio is always morphing from one thing into another thing. Cody says Aries are known for taking action. Well, that's the Mars, right? But Scorpio, known for taking action of ending something. Yes, coming to a conclusion and rising like phoenix from the ashes of the old. The new rising from the old. Scorpio is the eighth house, and that's all about rebirth. Always the people who are born today have their moon sign in Cancer. Of course, their sun sign is Scorpio, but the moon sign in Cancer, to be born there, you Cancer is the fourth house, and it's all about what we were just talking about. That you have to keep moving, you have to keep morphing, you have to keep changing, and so it's like a double dose of it for those people born today. Not only are they Scorpio, but they have their moon sign in Cancer, so they have a very direct path in this lifetime. So Heather says she is Aries, and that is taking action or not. Inaction is as big a thing as action is. And what our life is a compilation of all the actions that we take and the actions we don't take. The other road not taken, right? It's always a part of your life. Heather Heather means yes, you take action in life. She says yes, you do. Lane says, how about Taurus? And Lane, the Taurus is second house. Second house is about cooperation. Taurus has to have someone to appreciate. Has to have someone to love. There, and this is what they're always looking for, is that perfect love. Taurus is ruled by Venus, planet of love, all about romantic love and finding the soulmate that are out there, and realizing that people change from life to life. They play different roles in later lives. Sometimes you don't recognize them for a while when they come into this life. And Cody says, oh, by the way, tell my daughter Amy happy late birthday. My daughter Amy, who also does readings on the channel here, she turned 50 years old on Halloween. She was born on Halloween. I have seen her former lives where she was a witch, where she was burned at the stake for being accused of witchcraft. She came into this life a very needy person, a person who needs to Her metamorphosis in this life was to learn how to not hate those people who burned her at the stake. Is that possible? It may take a few lifetimes, and she's getting she's she's been able to do it in this lifetime. She's connected more to the spirit world than in any other life that she's ever had, and she really is making progress. She's evolving. She's changing at 50 years old. And that is, that's a very interesting point, because 60 is where most of us find our spiritual side. We can do it much earlier if we have good health, if we do not eat red meat, and if we are not sexually active, if we're celibate. If you do those things, you can find your enlightenment by age 20. But each one of those things adds about 20 years to you, if you do them, as most of us do. When I turned 60, I had such an epiphany. My entire life changed. my 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 guides began to get me ready for it at age 58. They gave me a heart attack, they laid me down, made me slow down enough to think about things. And by the time I was 60, I was a much smarter person, a much better individual, a better soul. Cody says the Taurus are known for being romantic, having a good appetite, and how yeah. They are the Earth sign. It's like, Scorpio is the fixed water sign. Well, Taurus is the first Earth sign, and they are earthy people in that they love the earth, they love animals, they love anything of beauty. And then this is the Venus ruling them, and Lane says, mute and cannot hear and join. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm in a short temper, says Cody, talking about the Taurus people. And they wear their hearts on their sleeve. They say what they mean. This is something else about those born today under the Scorpio. If you add up today's date, you will find that you add up to the number 21. So in numerology, a person born today is a 21. 2 plus 1 equals 3. And three people have to express what's in their heart. They have to say, don't you look good today? Haven't you lost weight? They see the good in everyone. They have the ability, they have the gift of being able to see the good side in everyone. Now, this of course leads to problems. That you think they don't get scammed? You think they don't meet people that use them? Of course they do. But they have the strength to be who they are, and to always tell people how much they appreciate them. That's the great Taurus ability. And Lane says, yes, know about best friend Taurus, and you Taurus say, they're Taurus people. All earth signs are very easy to to recognize, the Virgos and the Capricorns. They're the most honest people in the world. Straight shooters. I mean, and, sometimes to the point of, ooh, wow. But they always say what they mean, and they mean it in a constructive way. They don't mean it to come out as critical as it sometimes does. They're a bull in a china shop, you see, and they sometimes do get carried away. Cody says Sagittarius and Pisces can have a short temper too. Ooh, good example is Jackie Gleason. And yeah, well, I've always blamed it on my father. The one thing I inherited from my father was a temper. Ooh, man, and it can cause you so many problems. It's that it's being fearful. That's always what causes a temper to strike. And the thing that you have to remember about getting angry, when you get angry, it is so often because there's no fact to back up your side of the argument. This is why you get angry. This is when you get yourself angry with someone else's opinion. That lets you know that subconsciously you know that you don't have any facts, any knowledge to back up your side. It may be just what your parents told you. It could be a myth. There's so much half truth and non-truth in the world today that this is what causes everyone to have that short temper. Think about how the world is today. I mean, look at the newscast, for God's sake. People are so angry. People have short tempers, and people are so unforgiving. They're so they don't realize why they're getting mad. What they're getting mad about. It's usually not what the argument is about. It's almost always about someone's opinion and what you think about that person. And it's very, very often told in the numbers, in numerology. The Taurus being the second house tells you so much about Taurus people. And it's even more people than normal. Cody says Aries, Gemini, and Scorpio too, and at different times of the year with different stimuli, we all have a short temper. You get tired, get overworked. You're going to have a short temper. Of course you are, because you say things before you think about them. And things can jump right out of your mouth that you can't take back. And that's what getting overworked and overtired and trying to do too much at the same time, that's what it does to you. There's a great truism, and it is that multitasking is hell. When you have a bad dream, that bad dream is usually about having too much to do. You can't get everything done that you're trying to do. Multitasking puts you in that frame of mind. What is meditation? Meditation is concentration upon a single thought. If you can concentrate, put your mind upon any single thought, you're meditating. You're talking to the spirit world, and you're relaxing your entire body, and taking the anger out of the situation. Heather says, I grew up, my dad always having such a bad temper. Worked really hard to not be bad-tempered and still working on it. Of course, we all jump to conclusions, and well, look at the nightly news. What's the point of that newscast? To make you angry, enough to take action, or at least take the action of coming back tomorrow night to see what we do tomorrow night to make you angry. That's the contest that the news has turned into, just an inflammatory on purpose. You're not supposed to go into a crowded theater and yell fire. Anybody knows that. So, Cody says, never question why I ever get mad. And it's so hard on your nervous system. Hate, which is the energy that you're generating, is a powerful thing. Every thought is an electric impulse that passes through your heart, passes through your whole body, passes through your mind, and you can burn yourself out. You sure can. Too much hate is a terrible thing, and people. The thing of it is, and of course, what everyone says is, I only hate people who hate me. It's revenge. Revenge is the number one. Revenge is what makes the world go round. The world that we know, the world we have invented out there. It's just as easy. It would have been just as easy to invent a country or a world of sane, reasonable people. But they would not have followed the politicians of their time, right? What we have ended up with is a world of fanatical lunatics, people who see only their side of the story, only their side of any problem, and some problems. I mean, look at what's going on in Israel right now. Some problems are literally unsolvable. There's no good conclusion happening here. There's nothing good. This is all revenge for older things, and revenge is the worst thing in the world. This is the biggest misunderstanding that we have about God. God doesn't want revenge. God is forgiving. Cody says, I never questioned why I ever got mad. What grinds my gears is too much politics, being too hip in the contemporary world lifestyle, not being their true, authentic selves. And this is the problem with politics, is that we've turned it into personality politics. We're no longer looking at ideas, laws, ways that we can make the thing better. We're looking at tearing things down. People who are obstructionists and want to return to the past. How many have ever successfully returned to the past? Any hands out there at all? It can't be done. You're lying to yourself when you say we're going to return to the old ways. You have to go forward. There's only morphing. There's only change. God is evolving. Why is life so hard? Because they keep moving the goalpost. life evolves. It's not the same that it was thousands of years ago. You don't have the same problems. You're not meeting the same problems. Everything changes every day, and you have to change along with it. So Lane says, hi to Heather. Like this, the same thing with music. Yes, copying each other. This is this is what we do in anything when we start. And it really starts with politics. It starts with the election of people for all the wrong reasons. When we that when politics are bought and paid for the way they are now through lobbyists and legal bribery, it's just amazing what can happen, and how money can be so involved in it because of saturation ad campaigns, being able to spend unlimited amount of money, and you can say anything, you can accuse anybody of anything, and it's just it's turned into a personality contest, and where everybody is so fanatical about their own side that they will not reason with the other side. They can't accept the help of the Good Samaritan. They can't believe that their enemy would have a good idea. When you start demonizing your enemies, and it's like, how many years in this country did we waste the effort, the energy of women, or minorities for that matter? But women have been kept down for so long. It has to change. Fairness is the only way for the future to evolve. We're not going to get, well, I say we're not going to get worse, and then I look at the world today, and things have just gotten out of hand, because the whole earth was set up as a testing ground for humans. Humans are made in God's image. God is a spirit. Humans began as spirits. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve never had to walk anywhere. I don't think they even had legs. They would have been much more plant-like. They came in together. The name, the Hebrew name that Adam comes from, refers to mates, both. They came in together. And I think it was when they had to leave the Garden of Eden that they took on the full human bodies. And maybe even that's when they separated. And this is proven to me by their first two children, who were Cain and Abel, were both born as twins. The male, female. They each had a twin sister. Just what I think that's how Adam and Eve came in together, as the two together. And same thing with music. And Lane says, independent woman, hard working too, left my parent at 15, right, and studied that time. It's parents come in all different varieties, and the biggest challenge in your life is having children. Biggest risk you ever take is having children, and watching those children take on your example. Right? And this is what upsets so many parents, is they can't stop that transition for their children. Uh, Cody says, you remember this, Franklin? At one point, country music used to have its own style and a rural, purged, small town feelings. The old West feelings type of music. That's exactly what country music was, a feeling type of music where all of the different um, folk musics came together to form country music. And one one of the when we talk about uh, early television in the 1950s, one of the huge hit TV shows in the mid 1950s was the Grand Ole Opry. They put all those rhinestone suits on TV, and people were just amazed at what was going on, and things that they had been listening to for 30 or 40 years on the radio. And to now see that music being made, and to see the people behind it, and it became a very big thing on television. And this is one of the big things on TV in the 1950s were sing along shows where they showed the words, had a chorus singing the hit songs of the day, and you got to sing along. One of the best hit shows was Sing Along with Mitch Miller. Mitch Miller becomes a huge record seller in the late 1950s. What's the top album of the year? It's usually either a Broadway plays soundtrack, or it's a Mitch Miller album. They were huge. And these were the only people who could sell albums. See, rock and roll and country are both based upon singles. They're both jukebox creations. In the 1950s, you could not have a hit record that didn't get played on the jukeboxes, because the people that supplied the records to the jukeboxes were also the distributors of records for the entire country. And it was rumored that they were mafia controlled. They didn't control the music, but they owned all the music because they owned the pressing plants, and they were the ones who decided what got pressed up. And then this is why both rock and roll radio and country radio became bribable. Payola, pay to play. Here's $100. Play my record. It was the way of doing business, and it was children buying Beatle records that turned the whole thing around. That instead of buying 99-cent singles, the kids back in the 1960s were suddenly buying $2.99 albums. And the albums you bought in those days were just as likely to be monaural as they were stereo. When Capitol Records released Meet the Beatles, they released it in mono. That's how much they believed in the future of the Beatles. Help, the first movie, is in black and white. Nobody thought that this could possibly stick. But what the Beatles did was they located the gold mine, which was in the pockets of teenagers, 14-year-olds. That's who the Beatles were making music for, and that's who they sold all those records to. And suddenly they made the huge jump from 15-minute sides on an album. You'd have 5 2.5-minute cuts to an hour-long album, a half hour on each side. And suddenly you could sell those things for $9.99, and it was no longer Mitch Miller making all the money on albums. It was kids. When the Beatles first hit, George Harrison, the youngest one, was only 19 years old. Ringo was the old man. He was 26, and Lennon and McCartney had gone to school together. They were 22, 23 years old. It was such the next mega jump was those 4 people who had written the music and performed the music, forming their own record label and taking control. And this is when it happened in the mid-'60s. Suddenly, the artist took control of the music. And, the first thing that happened was every record suddenly went from being 2 minutes and 45 seconds to 5 minutes long. You had to have the long chorus sing out, for the last 2 minutes, the Hey Jude sing out on the end of the song. When this was the point when the money stopped going to the record companies and actually started going into the pockets of the performers. And that is really the huge change in music for what we have today, where anyone can realize their vision of making music that can be heard by everyone in the world. You can make it at home, and it's so you can look at it 2 different ways. Either this is the cause of so much of the music being so much alike, or it's the cause of new music springing up. It's the cause of both. Music has always been a double-edged sword. People hear music differently. Same person. It's just as if you were listening to a political speech. 2 different people hear the same words coming out, and they hear completely different messages. It works the same with a song that you hear. You get your own in-house video of whatever that song was. Tie Me Kangaroo Down, Sport. You can see it happening in your mind. And that ended with videos. Video did kill the recording star. Video brought us one image for everyone to work off of, instead of everyone having their own version. And that's the way things change. So remember that you can go out tonight after midnight and you can see the comet show. Man, there's going to be NASA says there will be meteors, slow-moving meteors, and fireballs in these sprays of cosmic dust that are going to be passing out of the constellation of Taurus. This is the Taurian comet shower that comes every year, and if you can get outside, you can soak up some of that energy. You can feel a cosmic wind that's going to be blowing across, and it's tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night are going to be the optimum times for seeing this. Surely, wherever you are, one of those nights is going to have some clear skies, after midnight and give you a chance to to have a look at it. And here's SJ joining us late tonight, and SJ asking for a reading with how are you feeling, dear? Everything everything going okay? Let's see for SJ tonight. Or yeah, see, there you are. You've had things to worry about. You've been busy. You've been trying to realign things, put things in order, get them where they need to be. So let's see what's about to happen. What's coming into your life right now, SJ? What is okay? A message. This is the message that you sent, that you've been trying to connect with someone. Your guides have picked it up and they're pushing it to the right person. You'll hear back on this very soon. Your guides have found where it went wrong and have put it back on course. So that's that's good. That's good. That's that means that they're thinking about you. They're don't feel like nobody cares, because your guides are right there with you, SJ. They want to help you. They want to be of service. They want to let you know that you're important, and that's the greatest message you can get from your guides. Is they're with you. They support you. They believe in you, and when you believe in yourself, that's when good things happen. That's when you attract good things and good people into your life, and that's why there's so many people in the world, so we can learn from them, learn from their good things, learn from their bad things, so we don't have to go through everything, and we can help each other, and we can learn from each other. And I was, what I never got to tonight was I'm a big reader. I was reading some old tracts from Pythagoras about his number theories, and there's also, Pythagoras had a theory about names, the number of letters within your name, and there's a chart, see, for putting a numerical value on each of the 26 letters, and you add up your name, and you get you can find out what your value to the world really is. So I'll tell you what, next week we will we'll get into that, and we'll add up all of our numbers, and we'll see, according to Pythagoras, what kind of life we're going to have, and what we're contributing. So until that time, let me just say thank you to all participating in the show tonight. And remember, please hit the thumbs up button to show your support. See you next week, same time, same place on the Cosmic Watch. I'm Franklin, and I really appreciate you being here tonight.